Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Good and I am a mom of two. I am a yoga instructor and I like to read. Here's what we're doing today. As you can tell by the title, I want you to journal with me, plan 2023 with me, reflect back on 2022 with me. Let's do it together. I don't know about you. Oh, geez. Okay, so I don't know where I just was at with that, but I don't know about you, but I love to plan for the new year. This is my favorite week. Today is the 30th, so I'm actually a little bit late in doing this, but not really. I guess not really. I love to plan. I love to get excited about the new year because here's the thing. I know people say that New Year's resolutions are lame. People don't follow them. Like, I'll have broken my New Year's resolution in the first day. So it's like, why do it? And if that is the way that you think, of course, that is okay for you to think that way. But I invite you to get excited about the new year. Because here's the thing, time is moving forward, whether you want it to or not. We are either progressing or we're digressing. We're either moving forward or we're moving backward. We're not staying the same. We're just, we can either better ourselves or we get worse. That's just the way that I feel about it. So yeah, that's kind of, so how do we move forward? We think of what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to give 5 journal prompts that I already have written in my book, and I'm going to get to those. Okay. Yeah, so I have 5 journal prompts already written down. Some of them are kind of reflecting on 2022, and some of them are going forward to 2023. So I will write them down in the description so that you have them. But yeah, we're just going to kind of journal together. I invite you to get excited. This is my most favorite time of year because starting off a new year, starting off a new month in a new year is like brand new. We have a whole year of 2023 that we could literally change our whole world. I am planning on changing my whole world. 2022, I started the build, I guess 2021, 2020, I started the building blocks. I've always been working on myself. Hang on. Yeah, but so I've been like trying to improve constantly. I've been into self-improvement and working on things for years. This last year is when I finally really truly took action. I started really putting myself out there on social media. I started really being vulnerable, coming from the heart, saying what I feel like I need to say. And I've been typing things up. I've been saying things in video. I've been posting on YouTube. I've been posting on Facebook. I started teaching yoga classes. I had myself a second baby. I became a mom of 2 instead of just being a mom of 1. It was a big year for me. And I'm proud. I'm proud of it. And I invite you to make 2023 a year where you put yourself out there or you do whatever needs to be done to get you to the life that you want to live. That's my invitation to you because you can do this. You can live a life that you're proud of. Anybody can. It does not matter how old you are. It does not matter what your life circumstances are. You can be better than you are right now next year at this time. 365 days from now, you can be maybe not exactly where you want to be. Maybe not, but you could be closer. And you could be making positive steps for yourself, for your family, for whoever you do anything for. So that is what we are working on today. Let's do this together. So here are the 5 prompts. I'm going to give them to you, and then I'm going to start journaling, and let's do it together. So, prompt number 1. Looking back on 2022, there were several times I felt really proud of myself, such as, and honestly, I didn't give too much space. You can if you want to. I don't plan on these being too long for myself. I just don't feel like I need them to be, but give yourself as much space as you want. So looking back on 2022, there were several times I felt really proud of myself, such as, and then do that however you want. Prompt number 2, and again, I will type these out for you. So in 2022, I navigated some tough situations. There's no way to handle these moments or issues perfectly, but if I could thank myself for showing up and moving through them, I'd say something like, thank you for. So I'm going to think of a time in 2022 where I'm proud of the way that I showed up to the situation. Even if I didn't do it perfectly, even if I'm not completely proud of the way that I handled it, I'm going to thank myself for doing whatever it is I did. So I'm really excited about that reflection. I think it's a good way to call yourself out while still being gentle and showing gratitude for yourself for being in a tough situation. And that's what this is about. So come here. Okay, we're done. Okay, so yeah, so I that's what this is about. It is about kind of calling yourself out, digging deep by asking yourself, what do I want? What do I need? What am I proud of? What am I disappointed in myself in? How am I letting myself down? How did I show up? I just think it's so good to ask yourself these questions because you are who you're living this life with. I understand that I'm going off on some different tangents, which is, I guess I do that. But I'm really doing it with this because I take this so serious. And if you're here, if there was some part in your soul, in your heart that made you click on this video for whatever reason, whether you know me personally in real life and you just want to support me, or you are on YouTube and you found this and you're here for a reason. And I invite you to give yourself the space to question yourself and to really dig deep here. So thank you for doing that. Prompt number 3. I love this one. This was a compliment I received in my personal or professional life in 2022 that meant a lot to me and really rang true. ... So this one, I personally I left this whole page blank because on my birthday, on November 25th, I asked my Facebook friends and people on my Facebook page, I asked them, if I were to die tomorrow, what would you have to say about me? Like, what would you be posting on here? How would you remember me? And I got the most beautiful comments. Come here, baby. Come here. Yeah. This is my daughter, if you don't know. I'm her mama. Yeah, I'm her mama. So yeah, so I asked my friends. I got the most beautiful responses on that day. I had the most special day ever because of everybody telling me what they thought of me. And it was beautiful. It was such an ode to me that day. I felt so loved, so important. So just treasured. I felt like a treasure that day. So I'm going to write down some of those in here because I will love them forever. Prompt number 4. I'm excited to stretch myself in 2023 in the following ways. And again, here I didn't leave too much space. Because for me, I'm going to get overwhelmed if I'm trying to write out all these different things that I'm trying to change. I'm trying to think, where do I want to be next year at this time, how am I going to stretch myself to get there? And that is good for me. I'm not going to write, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to start my own business. I want to be the best mom ever. Like, I'm just going to write like very specific, like what one thing, like what is one thing that I need to make sure that I'm doing to see success next year at this time. So try not to get too like overwhelmed by this. This is supposed to be fun. This is cherishing the fact that we get a new year, that we get a new start, and making it our best year ever. So that's what this is. Prompt number 5 is something I'd like to prioritize in 2023 because I want the best for myself. So something I'd like to prioritize in 2023 because I want the best for myself. What are my priorities going to be? So that might get a little more specific, and that's exciting to me again. But again, I'm not going to put any pressure on it. So she's fussing. I'm going to see what I can do for her, and then let's journal together. So get your journal out. Get your stuff. Get yourself together. Make some tea. Make some coffee. Get some water. Sit on your yoga mat, get some pillows, get yourself comfy, grab your favorite pen, your favorite journal, and let's do this together. Let's do it. Okay, so she does not want to get down, and I think I'm perfectly capable of writing actually while holding her. So I'm going to start it. I am going to speed it up so that you're not watching me journal for 97 minutes, and just for the sake of time. But you pause as you do it. And I'm just going to stop and film each question again, and let's do this together. And I'll let you know kind of how it went for me. I'm not going to tell you everything that I write because it's my own personal thing. So I'm about to do number 1. Okay, so it didn't take any time at all. It was just a nice, quick thing. I ended up writing down 3 different things, and it's nice to reflect on something as simple as that seems really simple, because again, when I open this book up next year, I'm going to be able to see like, oh my gosh, I was proud of that in 2022. Like I do that now every day. I that's like such a small step to me. And that's going to be exciting one day. Like one day those things that seem so big to me this year are going to seem like nothing because I will keep progressing. So I'm so happy about that. And I hope that you kind of see the value in that. If you don't, then that's okay. That's your own like personal preference. I just still invite you to do it. Just try it. But okay, so let's move on to number 2. So in 2022, I navigated some tough situations. There is no way to handle these moments or issues perfectly. There never is. But if I could thank myself for showing up and moving through them, I'd say something like, thank you for. So let's journal that now. How'd that one go for you? For me, it was nice to go back to that time. And for me, it was something where I thanked myself for, again, I won't go into the situation, but I had to set boundaries. And I had to really speak my truth, even when it was uncomfortable to do so, because sometimes it is really hard to speak your truth. And sometimes for me, I'm either very docile or I'm extremely aggressive. And I never intend to be aggressive, but sometimes I get so uncomfortable with confronting a situation that I end up going like overboard. So that is a weakness that I have, but this year I was able to recognize that and show grace to myself for being that way and understanding myself why I do that. And I thanked myself because as I was trying to set those boundaries and I was struggling with this situation really bad, situation very close to home, I read self-help books through it. I read like 3 different self-help books during this time because I needed some self-help. I really, really did. I didn't know what the right thing to do was. I didn't know if what I was doing, saying, feeling was wrong. I didn't know if I was going overboard or not. I truly didn't know. And I admitted that I did not know. I admitted to myself I did not know. And that's what you have to do sometimes. And that comes from being vulnerable and from doing stuff like this. And by sitting with yourself quietly and asking yourself, like, what is the struggle right now? What do I need right now? So that was a good one for me. I hope that you enjoyed that one too. Let's move on to number 3. This was a compliment I received in my personal or professional life in 2022 that meant a lot to me and really rang true. Let's do it. Okay, how'd that one go for you? You might have noticed I didn't write anything because I film on my phone and all of those compliments are on my phone, and I wanted to keep up with the consistency of the video. So I just gave you some time to journal, and I'm going to go through later and write down some specific comments. So I didn't do anything there. But I hope that you thought of some different compliments, even if it was something that like, I did have like an example if you couldn't think of like a compliment, and I can't think of it now. So I hope that you found something that resonated with you there. Come here, honey. Okay, so let's move on to number 4. I'm excited to stretch myself in 2023 in the following ways. So let's get to that one. Okay, so that one just put a fire in my belly. So that was a very good one for me. I hope that you had a good experience with that as well. I hope that you found something that you get excited about, really, really, really excited about. What scares you but could get you to where you want to be? What do you need to do? So something that helped me, I started teaching yoga classes this year, which was terrifying to me. I've spoken about it a little bit. I was scared to start yoga classes in my hometown. I've left my hometown. I kind of feel like I'm a little bit of an outcast here. That's just how I feel. It might not be true. That's just my interpretation of things. I feel like an outcast here. And that's nobody's fault, but that's just how I feel. I don't know how clear I can make it. Nobody has made me feel like that. That is just how I interpret things. But I put myself out there and I just did it. But what helped me do that was listening to Mel Robbins' 5-second rule and just kind of acting on the thing that I needed to do to get me to where I wanted to be. I knew that I wanted to teach yoga classes, but fear kept getting in my way, as it does, unless we specifically do something about it. And I'm glad that I did something about it, that I just did it. I just went ahead and did it. And so if you have not checked out Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, I highly recommend it. I really love the Audible one because she actually narrates, and I love her. She's got so much energy, and to hear an author read their own words, I've said it before, I'll say it 97 more times, is just the way to go. I feel like with an audiobook, I want to hear the author reading it. So yeah, that was good. So here's our 5th and final prompt. Can you believe it? We're almost there. honey. It's okay. So here, let me say this. If I waited until my children were asleep or she was happy and was content with not being held until she felt better, until whatever, I would constantly be putting things off and I would not get to do the things that make me happy. Talking about this and doing this journaling makes me happy. And tomorrow I'm going out of town. So I won't be able to do this. So right now, is it the most ideal time? No, I don't think so. It's not ideal. Do I always want to be holding her, which I do in pretty much every video? No. But here's another lesson of, I guess not a lesson. I'm not a teacher. I'm just a sharer. I'm just trying to encourage. I'm just trying to share like what works for me and what brings me happiness. And sometimes when things aren't ideal, I still do the thing. I just do it and hope that maybe next time I try to do the thing, it'll be a little bit better circumstances. But so far, it hasn't been better circumstances. And I'm like, whatever, that's fine. I'm just going to keep showing up. And because if I didn't show up when things weren't ideal, I would never get to show up. And that's not an option for me anymore. It's really not. So I just kind of do what I can do when I can do it. So that's what this is. So thank you for being understanding. Number 5, or 5th journal prompt. Something I'd like to prioritize in 2023 because I want the best for myself. So now I'm going to journal all the different things I would like to prioritize in 2023. So this is exciting. This is kind of like the resolution part of this. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope you are too. Okay. We have reached the end. I'm excited about this. I genuinely hope that you hear me. I hope that you get excited about your life. I realize that this isn't the typical content that I post, but it is something that I'm really passionate about. And I would love to have more conversation about this, more discussion about this. I would love to hear if you do this or not. I hope you do. If not, do you do anything for the new year? Do you like journal? Do you make resolutions? Do you stick to your resolutions? I personally have never really stuck to my resolutions, but I do feel like in a way I like progress more each year. I feel like this last month, December, I really set goals for like my reading and for YouTube. I set goals, and every time I did one of those, I set steps. I made steps. I could show you. I guess it's not really a secret. Hang on, let me grab it. Okay, I found it. Okay, so yeah, I'll show you kind of what I set up for. It's not fancy. It's not as pretty as some of the reading journals I've seen on here. But I'm proud of it because it did help me keep consistent. I do still need to fill in a couple more videos that I've posted, but, so I wrote my TBR up here. 9 books. I made the video already, so I just wrote down those books in here. I wrote down a little calendar, and I set a goal to read 30 minutes every night before bed. So now, and I filled in every night that I did that. You can see that I kind of stopped midway through the month, which was okay because like I quickly realized that like every night before I go to bed isn't always going to be practical, but like generally every day I do sit down to read at least a half an hour. So I was like, that's enough. I don't need to like also specifically sit. So like I quickly realized like that goal actually wasn't important to me. But I also made a goal, like, so I wanted to read 7 of the 9 books that I had on my TBR. I wanted to read at least 7 of them. And I've read 6. So, like, and each time I did that, I filled out, it's hard because I'm holding a baby. But you can see that, like, I put X's, like, each book I finished. And that was really nice. And then down here, I went back and forth with doing this, but I'm like, okay, so my reading is such a big part of, like, my YouTube channel because that's where I, like, talk about the books that I read and stuff, and I kind of feel like they now are going hand in hand for me. So I also made a list down here that I wanted to post 12 videos in the month. That was my goal. That's posting twice a week and then a couple of extra videos, like, whenever I could fit them in. And I'm almost there. And it really made me feel excited to have those goals and to mark down when I took one step towards that. So I'm going to kind of do the same, for the new year, and I'm going to do it in the same book because I really enjoyed coming back to this notebook constantly. I think it's because it's big. It's a moleskin. It's a beautiful color. It's like my favorite color. It's also the same color as my journal. It's my favorite color. It's also her birthstone. And I've had this, I got this in New York City in 2020. So before she was even thought of, I got this. So I think it's fate. But yeah, so this is where I've been writing my resolutions since 2020, which is kind of fun. So, yeah, I wrote this down. And then, also something that I did was, and then over here, I put the books that I've actually read. And I'm sorry, she's here. And it's kind of getting frustrating to me, honestly, but, I'm just going to finish this now. So, and then I have books hauled. So, and I also what I did, and I'm going to start doing this every single month. How many subscribers did I have on the 1st of the month? How many public watch hours did I have? Because those are the things that you have to get monetized, and you know, that's a goal. So so I'm excited to, and that's kind of something that has kind of propelled me forward. I've really been focusing on that. I've really paid attention to that. I'm still having fun. I'm still posting what I want. I'm not putting too much pressure. I mean, my hair hasn't been washed in days, so I just threw a thing over it. So I'm definitely not putting too much pressure on. I'm just having fun making goals. And I realized that, like, shit, maybe if I did that with this just for this month, like, maybe what if I did do a year goal? Like, what if I did keep up with my resolutions? And so anyways, that's the point of, like, showing you my reading notebook. I'm excited to write down my new public watch hours. I'm excited to write down my new subscribers. Because I'm proud of that. I kept showing up. I was consistent, and it's growing. It's slowly, but that is okay. That's perfectly fine with me. I'm happy. I'm content, and I hope that you got something from this. I have no idea how long this video is because it's clipped. So I hope that you got something out of it. Thank you so much for being here. Take good care. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. Okay. Happy 2023. Take care. Bye.